Hello, hello, and welcome to the Moanna Adams podcast, where we talk all things travel, wellness, and teenage girl. I'm your host, Moanna, a full-time travel teen. I have a great episode for you this week, so let's get into it. Hello, hello. I hope that you are having a great day wherever you are, because today we are talking about the 7 habits of a highly effective Moanna. Now, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and I probably sound crazy, but don't worry, I'm going to explain it all after we do our segments. So, to get started, where am I recording? We are in Maine. I'm actually recording this episode before some of the episodes before this episode because I just am really excited to record this one. This one's ready to be recorded, and I'm just excited to share this with you. Today's Tuesday, so we got to Maine on Sunday, and it is a lot colder here than it has been the past few weeks. But I'm so excited because we are going to Acadia on Saturday and Sunday, and I can't wait. Acadia is definitely one of the parks I've been excited to go to, and we're here at the perfect time of year, right at the end of the season, so there's going to be less people, which you know I love, so I just can't wait. What am I grateful for? Today I am grateful for my water bottle, and the reason being is because I have not been drinking enough water at all for the past few weeks, and I'm going to drink some right now. Everybody drink some water with me. My whole family has matching water bottles that we got about a year ago. And I love mine. I try to bring it with me wherever we go. And I'm grateful that I have one that I love and that motivates me to drink water every day. For what I'm currently loving. Right now, I am currently loving the app Locket. If you haven't heard of it, I highly suggest you download it with your friends. It's not fun if you just do it yourself, obviously. You need more than one person to do it, and you and your friends download it on your phones, and you set up a widget. I'm not sure if you can do this on Android, but I know you can do it on iOS. And basically, when you open the widget, there's a screen with a square, and you take a photo, and you can pick which of your friends you want to send it to, or if you want to send it to everyone. And basically, when you take the picture and send it, it goes on their lock screen, and any pictures that they send comes to your lock screen. So I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. It definitely makes me feel a little bit more connected with my friends at home because I'm so far from them and have not gotten to see them in, now it's been 8 months. And so it's really nice to see what they're doing throughout the day and just keeping in touch. I really love it. So let's get into the episode. If you haven't seen already, today's episode title is The 7 Habits of a Highly Effective Moanna. Now, you might recognize this from the book. There's 2 of them. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Today's episode is not really based off the actual habits in the book, but it is based off the idea of being highly effective, and the title is based off that. To me, what being a highly effective person means is understanding that you're in control of your life and that you're not only goal-focused, but you have small goals that will help you reach more larger, difficult goals. And these are habits that you do on a daily basis that make you and make me feel my best, my most productive, most effective self. I definitely don't do these things every day at all. Maybe a perfect Moanna in an alternate universe does, but I definitely don't. They're just small habits that individually are not that difficult to do, but together they provide a huge difference in my day-to-day and long-term life. So the first one is drinking enough water. And like I said, I am very bad about drinking water, and I probably have said it before, and I'll say it again. Your body needs water. You have to drink water. And it's definitely something I'm working on and have been working on for a long time. The reality is most people don't drink enough water. I know I don't drink enough water. I know my brother doesn't drink enough water. I know most of my friends don't drink enough water. And it's important for obvious reasons, but it's what helps fuel your body, and just like food does, it is going to keep you energized, it's going to boost your mood, it's going to help your sleep when you're drinking the right amount of water. Personally, I drink 3 of my water bottles a day. I'm not going to tell you how big my water bottle is because I don't want to give you a number to compare to, but I drink about 3 of them a day. The amount of water you drink should be based off your weight, generally. I don't know the exact formula, but I will find out and I will link it in the show notes for when this episode comes out. Everyone's amount of water that they should be drinking is different, especially if you exercise or don't exercise on a day-to-day basis, or depending on the temperature and the time of year, your water intake is going to be different. I tend to get dehydrated and overheated very easily, so I try to keep my water bottle with me all the time. And not to mention that when you actually drink the amount of water you told yourself you were going to drink, that's going to build your self-confidence. You're keeping that promise with yourself, and that's going to give you that boost of self-esteem that it might take to get through the day. The second thing, and I talk about this all the time, but it's journaling. I have a full episode on journaling. Episode 2 is all about my journaling routine and how and why to start journaling, but I'll give you a quick rundown. Getting those thoughts on paper is going to make you feel more organized. It's going to help settle your thoughts, especially for me when I know that all of my thoughts are written down on a piece of paper. I don't have to worry about forgetting anything or anything like that. I'm able to sit down in the morning, because usually I have a lot of random things that I need to get on paper in the morning. I'll sit down, do journal prompts and do my journaling routine, and it definitely helps me feel more relaxed, more calm to move through the rest of my day. And it just lets me check in with myself, and it definitely gets my brain moving, right? You're writing, you're trying to do grammar and spelling and all these different things. So that definitely helps my brain wake up a little bit. It definitely is something that I love having in my morning routine. And if you don't already do this, I highly suggest you go listen to the episode, learn more about it. The third thing I also have a full episode on, episode 3, but it is practicing gratitude. Practicing gratitude is very, very extremely important to me. It's something that I do almost every day, but I don't do every day. It reminds you of what you have in front of you and allows you to appreciate the things you have while also still working towards the goals that you want to accomplish. I tend to write it in my journal, or my family and I say it at dinner, which I talked about in episode 3. It definitely boosts my mood, and I really enjoy it. Right now, my best friend Raina, her and I have been texting each other every single day for the past, we just started this a few days ago, texting what we're grateful for, to keep each other accountable and make sure that we're doing it every single day. I definitely suggest finding someone, whether it's a parent, sibling, friend, aunt, uncle, you name it. All you have to do is once a day, I'm grateful for, and just text them what you're grateful for. I have plenty of other ways that you can practice gratitude in episode 3, so definitely go and give that one a listen if you're interested in practicing gratitude. Lots of plugging other episodes in this episode, but I don't think of any more, so let's get into the fourth thing, which is planning ahead. Now, when I wake up knowing what I'm going to do that day and have my to-do list already ready, I know what my goals are for that day and what I'm ready to accomplish, it definitely makes my day move so much smoother. It doesn't take time out of my day deciding what I'm going to do, and it lets me mentally and physically prepare for my day, and I am able to go into my day ready and excited about what I'm about to do and what I'm about to get done. I definitely try not to stick too hard to a schedule every single day, because I tend to go into a perfectionist mode, and if I maybe don't complete a task that I thought I would be able to, I'll get into that negative self-talk, and it's just not a great place. So I keep an open mind when I'm planning, and I try not to plan out every single detail. And I just don't try and focus on the schedules. Usually I do, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a form of using procrastination to get things done. So if I have a to-do list for the day, usually what I'll do is I'll get done all the small, easiest things first, because I know that I'm motivated by progress, and if I see that I have 3 things checked off my to-do list already, and it's already, 10 a.m., then I'm going to get more motivated and excited to do the rest of my things and get them done, because I've already gotten that serotonin from completing tasks earlier in the day. I let myself order the to-do list however I'm feeling that day and pick my things. I also plan ahead when it comes to content. So, like I said, this episode's being recorded way before some of the ones that will be coming out before this episode. And I'm able to do that because I have planned episodes ahead months in advance, actually. And now, because I'm really excited and motivated to do this one, I'm recording this instead of the episode that would be next in episode order. So definitely planning ahead makes me feel very productive, keeps me motivated and excited to get things done. The 5th thing on the list is reviewing my goals and vision boards. I definitely don't do this every day. I wish I did. And I probably should. But it definitely gives me that little boost of motivation, helps me kickstart different activities and things, and it reminds me what I'm working towards. Personally, I use Notion to track my goals. I have a page on there with all of them, and I have a progress bar. I like to review that and remind myself what I'm working towards, what I'm doing right now. Is it pushing me towards those goals? Is it keeping me on track to complete those goals by the date that I've set? And then the vision boards, I have a vision board on Pinterest. I don't have a physical one. I have been thinking about making one, but with the vision board, it definitely excites me and gives me a lot more motivation and is more long-term. So my goals are definitely more short-term. Within the next year, they'll be completed. Obviously, that's the plan, that's the hope. And so that's definitely like the short-term motivation, but then the vision board is more of the long-term motivation of my future and 5-10 years from now, what I hope my life looks like and what I want my life to look like, what the woman I want to be does on a daily basis. And so that definitely motivates me and gives me that little boost that sometimes I need to get out of bed or check something off my to-do list and not push it off. I think especially at my age, and if you don't know already, I'm 15, some of the things that I'm working towards, for example, when creating this podcast, it's like, I don't have to do this podcast. I don't need the money. I don't need anything that podcast is going to give me. It's a passion. Hopefully one day it becomes a serious source of income or whatever it may be. But right now, I don't need that money to live. I don't have to create this episode. I don't have to make that post. Right? I am still with my parents, and sometimes that can definitely keep me unmotivated because I have the option to scroll on my phone or to watch YouTube instead. But I'm choosing to sit here and work on this and create something that I'm passionate and proud of. And so by reviewing those goals and vision boards, it keeps me going and keeps me excited for what's to come. The 6th thing, and second to last on the list, is eating nourishing and energizing foods. This is another thing that I'm still working on, and I think in media, words are used like clean, healthy, nourishing, energizing, and sometimes, even though they should have a positive connotation, they have negative emotions and purposes behind them. And when you use words like that, it might make someone else feel guilty when they start to compare themselves and think, oh, I'm not eating healthy enough, I'm not eating clean enough, oh, this has too many ingredients, this doesn't have enough ingredients. I don't think anyone really says that, but you get what I'm trying to say. People start to compare. And to me, what nourishing and energizing foods are foods that feed my body and soul. There's one YouTube channel that I really love and appreciate the way that they talk about food is Pickup Limes, and their slogan is, I think it's nourish the cells and the soul. So it's important to, yes, give yourself whole foods, quote unquote clean foods, healthy foods, whatever you want to call it. I like whole foods when it comes to body, right? Fruits, vegetables, things with less ingredients. But it's also important to feed your soul. Eat the cupcake, eat the ice cream, because it brings you joy and it makes you feel good, allows you to enjoy the passage of time. And maybe if you're spending time with friends and family, it's more important that you're having a good time with them and creating those memories than to limit yourself and keep yourself from enjoying those moments. I know that it makes me feel my best when I am eating intuitively and understanding and recognizing what my body needs. Sometimes I will feel lazy and I won't want to cook, and I'll make something easy that's maybe not as good for my body, but I needed that rest. So it hopefully in the long run affects me positively. But the reality is that there's so much different information out there on what's healthy that I find it's more important to eat what makes you feel your best and what makes you feel the happiest and not feel guilty about your choices. And really it's all about balance, right? If you're eating balance, then you're good. But I think it's hard to find that balance. It also gives me a lot of self-confidence knowing that I'm taking care of my body and I'm, again, keeping promises to myself that I'm going to eat things that make me feel good, not things that make me feel sick or gross. Or food is hard to talk about for me and a lot of people. I think everyone's at a different point with their relationship with food. So it's definitely hard to talk about. I think it's hard to talk about. I would like to, in the near future, make an episode on diet culture and talk a little bit about that. But for right now, I'm going to leave it at that. When I'm eating nourishing foods that nourish my body and my soul, it makes me highly effective. The final thing on the list, number 7, is spending quality time with myself. Quality time is my love language. It's my first love language. My second is physical touch, but my first is quality time. And when I get that time alone where I can be alone with my thoughts or enjoy things on my own, it's definitely a form of self-care that I really, really appreciate and am grateful that I get the chance to have. It helps me keep a clear head, clear mind, helps me think things through, gives me time to process everything. In the rig, sometimes it's a little hectic with, the toddler and the puppy who's toddlering. There's a lot of us in that small space. I love it, but it's also important to have that time alone, to breathe, to go through my thoughts and understand what's going on inside my head and check in with myself. One of the reasons that I love podcasting is it's because it's almost like I'm journaling to me, or I'm spending quality time with myself because I'm explaining all of my thoughts and I'm giving them a way for you to hear and for you to think about, and hope that I get your mind going and motivate you or inspire you to maybe make that change you're not ready to, or add something into your life that just makes you feel that little bit better to get through your day. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. It was a little bit ranty, but I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to give this podcast a rate and review, as well as follow me on all my socials linked in the show notes. Don't forget to drink some water, and I'll talk to you later.